we have tools. No bedroll, but we have tools. And Misery's Third Affliction has arrived. As Third Afflictions go, this one's not too terrible yet. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our brand new Last Misery series. So, as you may recall, we left off last episode with some time left on this fire. I do need to find a way to add a little bit to it. Would be nice to do a little bit of cooking too, but let's see what we can do first of all just to add some time to the fire. I need to be mindful of thirst. Do I have any water left to drink? I think I drank it all. I did, so we'll have to deal with that. There's a part of me that's tempted just to go ahead and add the coal. I know I was trying to be smart with it, but the easy way to keep the fire going for a long period of time without having to spend time breaking anything up would just be to pile this coal onto the fire. The likelihood that I'm ever going to need it again is really quite small. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to plow through these coffees in my inventory because this will help replenish my thirst. It doesn't completely solve the thirst problem, but it also gives me some energy back, which I kind of need. So now we're a little bit less fatigued. We have 7 hours on the fire, and now that gives me the opportunity to step out here and get some more scrap metal. So let's see. Yep, good to go. Let's break this down. That may be all we need. Let's see how many arrowheads we can get out of that. By the way, unless you're curious, or in case you're curious, here's the recipe for the cougar claw knife. The cougar has been taken out of the Long Dark as of now, for those of you who missed the announcement. The feedback on the cougar was mixed, but skewed negative enough among a sizable and significant portion of the community that I think Kinnerlin made the right call in sort of saying, you know what, let's sort of reimagine this. And Raphael completely owned it in the message. He said this was like his idea for how it's implemented and it just kind of didn't go well. So he wants to make sure that they can deliver before part 6 of Tales from the Far Territory a reimagined version of the cougar. Good move. I think that given how people felt about it, there was clearly a lot of discontent. It was just the right kind of call to make, just to make sure that before it sets in too deep and before, the frustration got kind of out of hand, that they had really made sure they did the best with it that they could. So they're not convinced they're going to make something that is absolutely what everyone wants, but I think we've taken a solid step in that direction, which is really nice. Okay, so I still have some cooking that I could do. It's just that it's going to be hard for me to kind of do both things at once. So hang on, let's see if there's a way that I could do that. Arrowheads would take... Alright, so 2 arrowheads would take an hour. I can do that, actually. Come to think of it. So what we're going to do is go for the full amount of water here. We've got 5 hours on the fire. We're going to make 4 arrowheads at a time. Which means when we're done, there will be potable water right there. We're going to drink some, because we need to. But then we can make some porridge, which we honestly need to do. Now this is a little bit tougher, because, yeah, I don't know how well that's going to work. Decisions. I have nothing left to eat. I need to make something. I hate it. I really, since I don't have a can opener, the game's forcing my hand a little bit here. And I'm not thrilled about it. We don't have a ton of time left on this fire either. But remember, everything that I do cook is additional cooking skill. It's, potentially good. Not the worst thing in the world. So might as well take advantage of this while I have it. I just really don't want to use the forge fire for this, It hurts my soul. Unfortunately, when you're making arrowheads, it really does take up, your full attention. It takes up the character's full attention. You have to sit there while the arrowheads are being forge because you're literally like hammering them out. And so you can't actually multitask. So like I wouldn't be able to keep an eye on the porridge while I was making the arrowheads, which it'd be kind of cool if you could do that. I wouldn't mind that at all, but you can't. It's just not the way the game is made. So I guess I will do a little bit more porridge here. And how much time do we have on the fire? Okay. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm going to definitely get a few more arrowheads out of the fire. But we're not going to be able to do as much as I would have wanted. All right, now we got 2 hours. Okay. So here's how this is going to go. I still have some things that I can eat. I still have some things that I can cook with. But we are, let's see. We're going to go ahead and craft 4 more arrowheads for this remaining time on the fire. And that's that. And now, let's take a torch. We've got 1 minute left. We have that stay on target as well. There's that one last piece of coal, which, you know. Could I do anything with that? Really? No. Honestly. Because that hour would take up time for that stomach meter to drop. And I'd rather just get the heck out of here and keep looking around. We might even find more food in the zone. I'm really tired though, so here's what I'm gonna have to do. We need to go upstairs first. We don't have a ton of water, so not in the best position here, but it's misery. We're not expecting to be in a good position in this series. That's just not the way it works. Double checking for anything here that I might have missed the first time. I mean, it's highly unlikely, but again, everywhere that I've gone this series, I've been pretty worked up. Okay. Pretty amped up. So there's always the possibility that I've overlooked something. I do have a tomato soup, and I have pork and beans. So it's not like I don't have food. I'm just trying my best not to... Well, I have a knife now, so I can open those without wasting them. That's true, but it would hurt the knife. So there is a part of me that still wants to find a frickin' can opener. But okay, let's go ahead and rest for 10 hours. Hang on, I did fill that up. Yeah, I did. All right. You know what? Let's say... Yeah, we'll do 10. I was going to say 9. One nice thing about this is that we will get all of our condition back again, and we'll wake up a little bit thirsty, so we might have, you know, we're missing like a point or 2 of condition. That's okay. So this water is not going to take us all the way. That's the last of our water. And then I can still rest for a few hours, believe it or not, but it's going to consume a ton of calories. I do want to go ahead and rest. And now we're fully rested. The sun is starting to rise, which is nice. And I need to start making my way back towards the exit, if I can help it. So I am going to go ahead and consume these pork and beans. See, now we can open them with a knife. Just need to be mindful of the fact that every time I do that, the condition of my brand new knife is affected. So now that we have a hatchet and a knife, for those of you who are newer to the Long Dark and like the significance of having to make these tools on, I'm going to go ahead and eat this too because it's low condition. The significance of having to make these tools might be lost on you a little bit, or like you're still kind of wondering exactly how it's different. Like you really, until you have a hatchet and a knife, there's a lot that you can't do, particularly without the hatchet. There are things that you just can't. When you find the hacksaw, you can chop up, you can get the things that you need to make a bow, for example, but it just enables you to chop up like firewood in real time. It enables you to just make a lot of the core equipment that you can craft more easily. So highly, highly important in any kind of high difficulty interloper or now misery playthrough to get your tools made as soon as possible. Can I potentially rest for just a little bit here? Let's see if I can pass time for like 2 hours? Because I want to have a little bit of daylight to move with. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Okay, there's just a little bit of light. We do not have anything to drink, which is a problem. Oh boy. Okay, well, let me go ahead and refuel the lantern at long last. Okay, yeah, that doesn't seem like it's a ton of lantern fuel. Okay. Okay, game. Whatever you say. Apparently it was that much lantern fuel. The measurement errors are definitely throwing me off in terms of just making decisions on this stuff. But let's leave the Riken. It's going to be really cold. Oh. Oh. Look at this. Look at this lovely morning. Okay, so there are a couple of locations we need to visit. Ideally. We will probably run into some wolves here. There's also the possibility of a bear. I'm just gonna have to deal with the thirst for a bit. Unfortunately, the tomato soup didn't do a lot after I passed the time there. But it gave us this nice sunrise. I know you're cold. I know, Jennifer. I know you're cold. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm on it. I'm on it. Speaking of being on it, let's go ahead and pick up some sticks. So this is going to be a little bit unpleasant because we're going to have thirst and we're going to have the cold to deal with. Alright, so I don't see the moose out on the bridge.
Jeez, this is cold.
Okay, we might be home free here. But remember, we can't sprint. And I am encumbered. Love that. So life is about to get real. And look. Hello, misery. Or to put it another way, hello, darkness, my old friend. Okay, let's step up here. There could be wolves up here. So, having had a few more days to sort of take this in, one thing that has been cast into doubt slightly, just in interactions with other content creators and people playing Misery, is I'm not actually sure whether or not we have a stalker population, stalker level population of wolves to deal with here. I'm not actually sure. And I might be wrong about that. Also, there could be a wolf straight ahead of me, so I'm a little bit nervous about that. I'm going to try and stay up against this edge until I can see clearly. Nice. Unless he's hiding from me perfectly on the other side of that tree. Damn it. There's those easier sprains. Yeah, we're good. Hi, bunny. Don't mind me. You don't have to worry about me right now. I have problems of my own. Okay. So I'm really hopeful for what I might be able to find in here. This is one of the places... Ugh, okay. Well, would have been nice. But here's a book. There's some stuff I can use to make a fire. We can get some water at least. A bedroll would have been lovely. But there's some lantern fuel, which, you know, the lantern fuel is not nothing. So let's go ahead and... with our very, very limited match supply. We're not going to use... I'm tempted to use lamp oil, if I'm being completely honest, but we're not going to do that. We're going to suffer for a bit here, because the fire's not going to be warm enough when we first start it. It's making me wish that I brought that last piece of coal, because that would definitely get it warm enough. Okay, we're going to add that book as well. Oh, they still haven't fixed the overlay issue with the interface. That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought that it would have survived this patch, but it appears that it did. Okay, we need water ASAP. Let's do this a couple different ways. Small amounts and large amounts. Okay, while that is being worked on, it's going to take, 45 minutes. I don't have 45 minutes. I have 22, though. Oh, man, that condition loss is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Okay, so that is going to help warm us up. I know. Well, we can actually go ahead and put a bandage on that sprain. Just for the sake of being able to move. And we do have a stim, so we're not completely out of luck. Alright. Yeah, weather's definitely getting colder, too. I don't know. How do we go about this? You know, one thing I could do is make a beverage real quick with this. Ooh, yeah, hold on. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to go ahead and cook a coffee. It's going to take 13 more minutes. Oh, man, but it is still not warm enough. Will be now. There we go. So that will very, very temporarily stave off the cold. 8 minutes and so melted. I could keep doing that. That would be one way of getting a lot of worth out of this water that I just made. So I guess that's what I'll do. We're just going to spam coffees. One thing that doesn't do is keep the fire going, though, or make it any warmer. Which ideally we need to do. Alright, so that's non-potable water. Gonna take... yeah, I will go ahead and let's see if there's another plank. There's this. Nope, can't break that up. There's that. This one? 22 minutes? Yeah, hang on. Am I warm enough back here, maybe? I hate this. I hate it. 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 Oh. It's the worst. Alright, I honestly doubt that's enough. Yeah, it's not enough. It's just not. I know. Right, yeah, now we don't have enough water. Once again, we have to wait for that. We can check this first aid kit with nothing in it. Love that. I want to stay as close to this fire as I can. It's just, man, there's nothing here. There's these planks. That'll take 22 minutes, but that would take a huge chunk out of my health. At this point, you know what? I got nothing to lose. Might as well. Because I need that water to do anything else. So now we're down to 50% condition. Love it. Let me tell you. Big fan. And that might actually get us warm enough. Oh, thank God. Okay, I honestly wasn't expecting that, but... Alright, let's go ahead and drink that, and now we can do a lot with that. We can do a lot with that, because we still have a lot of time on this fire. So, let's go ahead and make some porridge, because we can. Do I have enough... I'm wondering, hold on. No, I don't have enough birch bark on me to make a birch bark tea, but I think I have one birch bark, because I think I remember seeing it in my kindling. I do. If I had one more, that'd be really handy. But we can go ahead and make another coffee. We can also make an herbal tea, so that I can go back to the lighthouse. One nice thing about this blizzard is that, not a sentence that you expect to hear very often in the long term, but one nice thing about this blizzard is it allows us to get to the lighthouse with no interference from the wolves, which is nice. So, well, actually, that might not be the case, because we're outside. We haven't gone indoors yet. So that might actually not be true, but possible. Yeah, it's actually a bit of a godsend that the fire heated us up enough. If the blizzard is short-lived, which it could be, we'll go ahead and drink that too. And then I think I want to go ahead and make some water in there. Alright, we got some time. It is short-lived. Nice. Now we can actually go other places, which I wouldn't have necessarily thought that was going to happen. Because we don't have to go back to, since we're like good on energy, we actually don't have to sleep right now, necessarily. Okay. Non-potable water. Yeah, let's just go ahead and pass time. Grab that. Make some more coffee. Eat that. So nice to still have my full kind of stomach capacity. I think sour stomach is a very common third affliction. That's one that I got a lot while I was testing. I think it's one that Thomasina has seen a lot. So the one that I was kind of like guessing would be the one that would show up. But, you know, it's random. You really can't guess. And if you could, then that would take some of the fun out of the mode. So I'm glad that it was different from my expectation. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and drink that. Just to keep energy levels topped off. And that should get us... Yeah, we're completely full on energy now. So at this point, I need to make a tea. So that when I rest, I regain more condition. All right, the pain is healed. Nice. We might be a decent way toward cooking 3 at this point, which wouldn't be the worst thing. Let's go ahead and drink that. Because again, when you drink herbal tea, the benefit lasts until you rest, which is kind of nice. So we're going to get some more water from that. Go ahead and pass the time. Okay, yeah, can't do much until we have more water at this point, but I kind of need more water, so tell you what, let's go ahead and just get a full amount from there. Very lucky that this fire ended up being warm enough. Okay. I'm going to cook another tea. I'm not going to drink it. We'll cook another coffee. Not going to drink it. And we're once again out of water, as expected. And there's cooking 3. How about that? Still 3 hours and 20 minutes on the fire. Starting to run out of coffee to make, as you would expect. Water there is now potable. We can make more porridge. Let's definitely do that. At this point, we're really just keeping the stomach topped off while we do the rest of this stuff. But if it's getting us cooking skill along the way, as you can see, it's really cool. Like, it's a handy way to spend your time. Even if it seems like you're being somewhat sedentary. The only downside in a mode like Misery is that the clock is ticking. One of the pieces of feedback that I had while I was testing that didn't end up getting implemented, at least not yet, was I really feel like, given that there is this sense of a clock ticking, I think that it would be amazing, let me know what you think of this in the comments, if there was some, like, kind of very subtle, nothing too obvious, it doesn't need to be overstated, because that's the Long Dark, and the Long Dark has a very minimalistic UI. But, like, there needs to be something in the user experience, maybe something around the borders of the screen, maybe, like, one suggestion that I made was, like, a heartbeat effect that you would hear every few minutes as a way of kind of indicating that, like, maybe a new affliction was coming closer. Just anything in the sensory experience of the game, not necessarily the gameplay itself, but anything in just what's put in front of you and what you hear to indicate that the next affliction is approaching. You know, just to sort of keep that sense of foreboding alive and to really remind the player in a really passive, hinting way that they're playing Misery and that there's this really constant sense of, like, pressure. I think for some people that would be, like, a lot of anxiety and not necessarily welcome, but at the same time, you're playing Misery mode, so you're probably okay with anxiety, would be my guess. Okay, we are finally out of cooking material. That took us a while. We found a bunch, but let's go ahead. We've got some time left on the fire here. We have plenty of energy. I'm going to go ahead and just pass time on this water, drink it, and then how much water do I have left is the question. A lot. 3.94 pounds worth. So again, the units are still not showing quite properly, but I'm going to take a couple of torches from this fire because I can. And then we are going to move... Honestly, I might not be able to carry this torch far because of the wind. Would be my guess. There also might be a wolf right here. So that could be fun. Oh, nice. The wind isn't so bad that it's keeping my torch from burning. So that's... Oh, just kidding. It is. I was about to say, how is this working? Okay, so... Interesting little shortcut here. I don't necessarily need to return to the lighthouse. Notice how close we are to the entrance, but we didn't actually explore here. So let's have a quick look, shall we? Okay. Really, it's a shame that... Oh man, more coal, really? It's a shame that that torch didn't keep burning, because that would have been really nice if we had that. Because now if I want to explore here, I'm going to have to use a flare. Which, I do have flares. That's one of the reasons I made a point. Well, I also have the storm lantern. That's true. I keep forgetting that I found fuel for that. I need to go back and watch the moment just to remind myself, because that moment completely left my memory in between recordings. Like, I don't remember picking up more lantern fuel. And then the last episode I was like, wait, I have lantern fuel. What's going on? Where did that come from? Lots of coal in here. Not that I'm surprised. There's something else in here, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't want to be too cavalier with how I explore. But I might be thinking of a different cave in Desolation Point. Huh, interesting. Summit soda. Unexpected. You know what would be really nice, though? A frickin' can opener, please. Please? How nicely do you want me to ask? Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, I was wrong. There's nothing else in this cave. There must be another cave, probably the one that was marked on the map. And that's a problem, because I don't necessarily want to go that way. But let's poke our heads out here.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
I'm going to veer to the left. That's the bear. Ooh, that's good positioning on that bear. Hold on. I say good positioning because if I wanted to explore farther down the road, this could be my chance. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong right now? It's fine. Everything's fine. Let's just go this way and see what happens.
I feel numb.
I'm really determined to search kind of the nooks and crannies of this map to see where I might find a bedroll. That's what's going on right now.
If I don't warm up soon.
So what I may have to do here in order to get shelter is, like, find my way back towards the whaling station. But I think I'll be able to fairly easily. What's that? That's a quality toolkit. Don't really need that. But I can replace the simple toolkit that I have. Alright, I no longer need this lantern. Don't know why I'm still burning my fuel. Okay, where's the bear? Somewhere over there. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna kind of... Alright, there's a wolf in between me and the other... Oh, ooh. multiple wolves. I don't remember if this ice is thin or not. If it is, we're about to find out. But I'm going to try and veer this way. What I can't remember is if that bear that was just on the road is the same bear that charged me earlier at the back of the warehouse. If it is the same bear, that could be a problem. Remember, I still have the rest that I could get from that tea, and my other meters are actually pretty okay right now. So I just need to dodge that wolf, and good, they're going the other way. Alright, moment of truth. If it's two different bears, I'm in trouble. If it's the same bear, this might be pretty straightforward. If it's the same bear, though, it has quite a patrol route. I'll say that much. Wait, no, I think I just saw it over to the left. Right? No, maybe not. What's that? Okay, no. Moment of truth. Moment of truth, if there ever was one. Need to get back inside and get some rest. Thankfully it's daylight, so we'll be able to see in here.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
That's because you can't. Hold on, let's get rid of a few things, shall we? Don't need 2 toolkits anymore. I have a lot of torches, some of which I can break down. Let's go ahead and harvest one of those. It is warm enough in here, so that's no longer an issue. Drop a couple of cans. There's definitely some repair I could do. Could I do that now? Yeah. Let's see if I can get away with that. Nice. That would take an hour. That would take 45 minutes. That would take 30. Let's do that. This would also take 30. How am I doing everywhere else? Still good? Okay. Let's take advantage of the fact that I can, in fact, see where I'm going for a moment here. And we're going to go back up to the upstairs bedrolls here to get some rest. We will recover plenty of condition, thankfully. And now that I've done a little bit of exploring further out to see if I could spot that... Wait, hello? Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, that's right. We don't have a fire to guide our way into that room anymore, so it's really quite dark. There we go. Now that I've explored a little bit farther out into the zone, what I'm going to do next episode is just head straight for the exits. Unfortunately, no bedroll here, unless there's an area that I still haven't checked, but I would rather head back into Coastal Highway now that I have my tools and check other places there, because there are still plenty of locations in Coastal Highway. Then, of course, there's Mystery Lake, and then if we can get through Mystery Lake, we get to Milton. If we can get to Milton, there's a place where we can definitely find a bedroll. But there's a good enough chance. Let's go ahead and eat this porridge. Also might be a good idea... Oh, I've got a couple of unfinished porridges. Nice. A good idea to go ahead and finish this Summit Soda. Drink this water, and then we'll go ahead and stop this one here. Let's sleep for 6 hours, which is all I will need. Should wake up at maybe about just shy of 2/3 condition would be my guess. Maybe a little bit over 2/3. Fingers crossed. Yep, just shy of 2/3. And it's middle of the night, so it's not the best timing. Actually, what I might do here. Let me think about this. Hold on. Before we end the episode, let me take a peek outside and see how things look. Okay, weather's actually pretty clear. I'm going to quickly run across here just to test to see if there are any animals in the area. Doesn't seem so. Let's grab some rose hips. Okay, let me put this away for a second because that might actually help my visibility. Okay, yeah. Here's what I'm going to do. Before we wrap up here, it is quite cold, but I want to get a little bit closer to the exit of the zone, and a nice waypoint would be to get to the Riken and sleep there. That's what I'm going to do. Need to be mindful of the... Oh, look, there's a boat over there, so we might be able to do some beach combing once there's some light outside. I do still have those skill books that I need to read. Now that I have my tools, that will give me more opportunities to do some reading. I might have missed some opportunities while doing that cooking at the church earlier. If there were any 45-minute periods, I could have probably done some reading there. But I also didn't have a ton of time on that fire, so it's probably okay that I didn't.
It's so cold. I just want to lay down for a bit.
For those of you who are newer to my channel watching me play this, especially watching me play at this difficulty, just to be very clear about who and what you're watching, so that there's no misunderstandings later. I am not a perfectionist or an efficiency freak when it comes to my Long Dark gameplay. I am a bit of a min-maxer in a lot of the games that I play, which is why I play a lot of the games I play on the channel and off the channel. But I'm not a perfectionist. And there's a certain subset of commenters that likes to come in here from time to time and give me grief about efficiency and whether or not I'm doing everything right or carrying the right things or carrying too much or carrying too little. And I'm just, let me save you some pain. If that bothers you to the point that like the content is not enjoyable, just understand that I do not expect you to continue to watch. There are tons of people, a wonderful community, an entire legion even of people that enjoy that particular vibe, are a little bit more casual about it, even though we're playing on high difficulty. So just letting you know that like I'm not a perfectionist, I don't claim to be, and I will make decisions that seem imperfect. I will rush decisions in the name of like, just maybe I forgot something, maybe I just don't care as much as you might in a given situation. It does seem to bother some people, but it doesn't bother me. So I'm just letting you know, so there's no frustration on your part unnecessarily. So we got a little bit of extra sleep there. Now that we've wrapped that up, next episode I'm going to pretty much beeline straight for the exits. I might head for the lighthouse if I need to kind of use another waypoint, but if the weather's good, and if I have everything kind of in my favor the way I need it to be, I'm going to head straight for the exits. The only thing is that I would like to be as warm as possible. So one thing I might do is try and head for the church again so that I can light that fire barrel and then heat some beverages for the trip back to Coastal Highway. That way I don't lose more condition that I've already lost. And yeah, then once we're back to Coastal Highway, if we can get back to Coastal Highway with our sprinting affliction that we now have, it's just a matter of finding a freaking bedroll if we can. And whether or not we do that, we will kind of move our way through Coastal Highway towards the Mystery Lake transition, look for a bedroll as we move through Mystery Lake while moving towards Milton. So we're not really going to stop and search an entire zone at any point because we can't afford to at this point. We need to keep moving, and that's also my playstyle as well. I'm a very nomadic player. I really don't settle and explore entire zones unless I feel I have the luxury of doing that, and in Misery, we do not. So lots of motion. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. For early episodes, channel emotes, and member badges, look for the join button. New episodes drop at 1 p.m. US Eastern Time every day but Wednesday, and comments are always welcome, so leave your thoughts below, and I'll see you next time.